All right, well, here we are at the top of the hour. Welcome, everyone, to our session this afternoon on the Galileo redesign. What's new for summer 2021? I want to again thank you all for taking the time and energy to join us late on a Friday afternoon. Thank you, thank you. Want to just cover a few things on the logistics side, and then we'll launch right into our session. First of all, just as you've probably observed, we've disabled microphones and cameras for this session just so that we can get a good, clean recording and keep that up for everyone. And so we disabled those things. We do have the chat enabled. You'll see the chat at the top of your screen. It's a little talkie bubble. If you click on that, it'll open the chat up for you. I'll send a message, and you'll see that the little chat bubble will now have a little orange dot on it if you don't have it open already. Do feel free to type your questions and comments as we go through into the chat. And the wonderful and talented Mike White from the Galileo team will be glad to stop me and ask those questions on your behalf so that we're answering them as quickly as we can. Hey, y'all, here's Mike. So with that in mind, we want to talk a little bit about what we've been doing. We have started working to really ramp up what we have available on Galileo for you and how Galileo works. We've gotten a lot of great feedback over the last 2 years from our Galileo Development Advisory Committee. We meet with our advisory committee monthly to review what we've been working on, to get their suggestions and feedback. And that group has worked very hard. Our K-12 representatives have been excellent. Also here today is Danita Hinckley, who's been really great at asking questions. Danita, the last two questions you've asked me, I've actually added a couple of things to the potential development timeline because those were really great questions and some things that we can perhaps do better and make clearer. So we love getting feedback from you all. Danita is, I know a lot of you work with Danita at Godot, Georgia DOE, but Danita is also your representative for K-12, public K-12 on the Galileo Development, not the Galileo Development Advisory, excuse me, the Galileo Steering Committee, getting committee crossovers here this afternoon. Sorry about that, Danita. But in any case, just we continue to get great feedback on what we do and what you want, and that's really important to our process. So continue to let us know, what we can do better. We don't be shy about sharing it. We want to hear it, and that's a big part of our development process. But I think we've done some really great things over the last couple of years. Some of these things you may have seen previously. Some of the things that I'm going to talk about. Some of the things we've continued to improve. So we will. Let you know what we've done and what may be coming also as part of the continuous improvement process that we've instated here at Galileo. So I will probably use this slide presentation very little, but it's here and I will make it available for you. I will probably send out the recording of this session, which I've already started, and the slides for you on Monday as early as I can so that you can have that for your review and to also share. Please feel free to share it with your colleagues around your system and your teachers. I think it's a good summary, and I keep it pretty straightforward and not too librarian-y, at least I hope I do. So just know that those things will be coming probably on Monday when I get a chance to edit this recording a little bit and then send it out. So just a few things that we've been working on. I'm going to go through and show you all of this. We have continued to make improvements to the kids' views and how they work for you and how you can access them and the content that we have within them. So that's been an ongoing part of our process is those kids' views, and I'll show those to you. We've improved our access to things like if you just want a list of all the Galileo databases in one place, we have tools now that provide you with an A to Z list. We have a Galileo embedded search box. We have our new bento search, which I'll talk about in more detail in a little while. But that new bento search is there's also an embedded search box for that, and I'll show you where to access that. We've added some tools. We've added a tool called Power Notes, which is essentially a research management platform. We've only provided the free version of that tool, but it's pretty robust even in its free version. And we've heard some good feedback from particularly those that work with high school students that they like it and they're starting to use it for various things. And then we also added a tool called ZBib, which is just a quick bibliographic entry generator. So if a student comes to Galileo, again, a lot of our databases will let you generate a bibliographic entry from the article, but ZBib is one if they just want to create a bibliography and sort of save it and have access to it. They can do that using ZBib. Which is pretty cool, and it provides citations in a variety of different formats. And then we've also added release notes. We want to inform you all about what we've changed. It's important for you to know. I know that some of you will make handouts or slides of your own and other things that you use to teach your students, and it's important that we let you know what's changing. So we've added release notes to the Galileo website in our About area. Now, some of you I know use or have access to Galileo Admin. I think those of you at Decatur City Schools and I think maybe DeKalb County Schools have used Galileo Admin, or at least have come to the training. We can now allow our admins to add searchable keywords to Galileo Central Resources, and I will show you what that looks like more on the front end than on the back end. It's pretty neat what we've done with that. We've essentially made resource lists, our lists of subjects and keywords in a database description. They're now clickable so that you can generate a list. It makes more sense when you see it. Administrators can now add searchable keywords to your institutional wayfinder. You've seen that we have the ability, and I don't think it's in heavy use yet. Eventually it will be as we slowly work toward getting K-12 on single sign-on. We'll get there one of these days. But you can find your institution, your school, and we've made it so that you can add a keyword. So if you wanted to add your mascot to your Wayfinder keyword so that you can find it more easily, you can do that. Administrators can now update your own about links, and I'll show you a little bit about what that means. Again, these things all make more sense when you see them. And you can turn off your the tools if you don't want that power node and that ZBib functionality. If you use something else at your institution, right now you can turn it off. We're hoping to eventually make it so that you can add your own tools if you want to. So we have ongoing work on that. So again, all these will be more clear, but just want to show you some of the things, high-level things that we've done since July of 2020. And then as far as our July 2021 release, what I'm going to do in just a minute is stop sharing. I have put slides for reference for everything, but I probably won't come back to the slides, to be honest. It's just easier to show you all of this live. So we did add a new way to access the views. We moved it to the other side of the screen so that view access is less cluttered. And we made the images smaller so they don't take up the whole screen. And we also added just a clearer white header bar so that it's clearer that there's some functionality living in there. It's not stuck in the blue as it was previously. So we'll go out and look at that first thing. So right now, I am going to go out to Galileo, and in just a second, I'm going to log in. And Mike, if you can let me know, as you always do, when you see my browser in Galileo, that would be most helpful.
I see it.
I will also say that my internet has been very finicky today. If I, for whatever reason, drop off, I'm going to do my best to get back to you as soon as possible. So, but just keep that in mind. I will come back if I can, or I'll let Mike know if I can't. But hopefully I will be able to get back to you. So one of the things that we added, and I won't point to this right away, we do have this login help now. If you come to the Galileo site cold for the first time from offsite and you want some help logging in, we've taken that previous what's new functionality, and we've just converted that to login help because that's what people might need. So that is available. We've actually updated, and you'll see it when I actually do log in, that you can log in using, you can access a very nice, we call it tour now instead of what's new, because that just makes more sense. So as we mentioned, I don't know if Mike, if you still have the ACC LUD. No, you must have taken it down. But we can add keywords to your Wayfinder. So I don't know if we still have, like we've added bulldogs. It's not working right now, but we've played around with this. But just note that if you want to, Mike, do you know of an example off the top of the head that you've left in?
I should have not in production.
Right, no, me either. But in any case, just note that if you want to, in the Galileo backend now, you can put a keyword for your institution in, so or multiple keywords. So that's pretty cool. So that's one of the few things we've added is this login help here on the main page where you enter. I will show you quickly, just because this is a good place to access it here in the footer, that we have added this redesign release notes. And just to show you that, anything that we've done, and we're a little behind on these. Actually, Mike, I just saw that Sean sent the new ones to Joy a couple days ago. But for every 2 weeks, we release some new features or fix things. So anything that we've done or changed is generally going to be here in the release notes. We still need to get the July 19th release notes for sure. Those are forthcoming. But we've just added that so that it's easier to see, what we're up to, what's been done recently. So if you notice a change, you may want to go to the release notes to see what's going on there. As I mentioned, I'm going to log in with the as Athens Clarke County Schools, and just to show you the benefit right now. Eventually, when you're all on single sign-on, one of these centuries, you will come into the Wayfinder to find your institution. Of course, you'll have a direct link, but there's a couple of different ways that we provide access to make it easier too. So I'm going to search for Clarke Middle School. And you see that even our schools are listed by individual names. Now, we're still logging in at the school system level. We still manage everything at the school system level. But the benefit of using the Wayfinder at present is if I go into Clarke Middle School, I'm going to go ahead and choose that as my option. And then I go ahead and put in the password for Clarke County Schools. You see it's telling me we're still going in through Clarke County Schools. And then click Go. It defaults me to that middle school view because it knows I logged in as a middle school student. So that's a pretty cool feature functionality that goes with that Wayfinder that you may or may not want to take advantage of. But just throwing that out there for you if you ever want to use it. So as I mentioned, what I'm going to do now is just kind of go top to bottom talking about the new functionality, and then I'm going to tease the bento search about 15 times, and then we're eventually going to look at that. I'm hoping you guys will be blown away by it. But as mentioned, we changed the ability to change views is now in this new, whiter, clearer header. And if I click the down arrow there, it gives me my options. So if I want to go to elementary school, middle school, high school, educator view, I can change those views really easily. I'm going to pop on over into the educator view. And just a reminder, when you're in different views, you have different access, both in the search and the list of databases. The educator view is designed to give you access to everything as an educator. That's going to search most of your databases here in the main search, and then your database list will be every database that you have access to. So in the middle school view, I will be searching fewer databases in the Discover search here, and I will have a shorter, more refined list of databases that's targeted to middle school students. So just wanted to point that out here, what those views mean and what they do and how you switch between them. Going back to the educator view here, I mentioned, again, just kind of going through everything across the top. One of our features we've added, again, to highlight future functionality is we have this welcome user area. If I log in using a single sign-on option, it'll welcome me by name, which is cool. Galileo plans to add more and more personalized features in the years to come. We want to make it so that, say, a high school student who's working on a research project, that student is focusing on 5 or 6 databases. How cool is it if we can provide her with a place where she can save her favorite databases and just go right to them when she wants to? That's what we envision long term, is that type of customization for the individual user in Galileo. Now, we're still a long way away, but we're making steps in that direction. So again, as we go across the top, I'm going to go ahead and point to the tour. Go ahead and click there. And as I mentioned, this will just take you through any and all of the functionality and tell you what everything is and what everything does. So we wanted to make a quick and easy guide for a new user to get up to speed with the basics of what Galileo is and what it does. One of the things that we've done as part of the redesign, one of the comments that we got frequently was the all databases, all journals, and in the spotlight were kind of hidden down the page below the fold. So we have moved those up the page. We still have them down the page right now too, but we will eventually make the page more refined. We're kind of in an in-between area right now, and I'll talk more about that when we talk about the bento search. But the all databases just does just that. If you click on it, it's going to take you to a list of all the databases that you have access to, A to Z, in the educator view. If I click on, we'll go back just so that we're getting the frame of reference, all journals. This is a way I can search for all the publications that are available in Galileo in full text, which is cool. I can search it alphabetically, or I can search it by subject, or I can search by ISBN, title, whatever I want to search by. So if I wanted to find consumer reports, well, let me do something different. National Geographic. If I want to search for that, I can see where it might be available for me in full text. So there we have it. This is a little weird, Mike, because it's saying I've got the date range of 1931 to 1524. That's a little odd. I'm not quite sure about that. Anyway, we might need to email EBSCO about that one. Or either that or I read it wrong. But the publication finder, the publications list is there for you so that you can, if you're looking for something specifically, you can see if it's available in full text. And finally is the in the spotlight area. And I will start early with this so that I can avoid confusion. I got the last group confused. To be perfectly clear, the in the spotlight area as it exists right now, and as it will exist for probably a while yet, is only customizable at the school system level for those of you in public schools. For those of you in private K-12s, you could obviously customize your own. But also this is customizable at each level, in each view. So we have set a default set of resources. So for example, here in the spotlight for our K-12 educator view, we've put in resources that we think would be helpful to you as an educator. Things like the Professional Development Collection, which is articles about education, and eBook Central, which are academic ebooks, including a lot on education. So, for example, if I was looking for an ebook about classroom management, I know I've done it. You can find a ProQuest eBook Central book on that topic and read it online right where you sit. So we wanted to make this something special and unique for educators in the educator view. So the resources that are there in the spotlight are set in that way. But can you change them? Absolutely, at the school system level. So just keep that in mind that that's how you can change those. Now do note that each of the views, let me go ahead and change to the middle school view. Each of the views have different resources. So we've chosen in the spotlight area here for middle school view, the views focus on middle school specific resources like Middle Search Plus, SIRS, Explorer for middle school. And then we know that in middle school there is that Georgia government and history component, so New Georgia Encyclopedia and Digital Library of Georgia could be important for them to have access to quickly and easily. So we've made some fairly logical decisions about what goes there, but at the system level, do know that you can update it. I would say that would probably at this point require some consensus about what media specialists across the system wanted to change there, but you can go into Galileo admin and change that. And Mike White is on the call, and if you have questions about getting access to Galileo admin or making those changes, if you submit a support ticket to us, and since we're on the topic, I'll go ahead and click on support here. If you just use this technical issue support questions form and fill that out and just say, hey, I would like to learn more about Galileo admin and managing Spotlight and other features that I can manage there, Mike will be more than happy to assist you or tell you who from your system may already be an administrator, and how you could go about making updates there by getting the appropriate training and getting a login to Galileo admin. So back to the Galileo main page here, and I'm going to take a brief stop here and see if there are any questions. I feel like I'm covering a lot of ground really fast as I do, but going to take a stop. Mike, any questions yet?
No questions so far.
I'll take about a 10-second pause. If you have a question, please don't hesitate to go ahead and type like crazy and pop it on in, and I'll be glad to respond, and then I'll move forward. All right, a couple of more things to show. We have done some work, but I will totally own that we have more work to do on our databases by subject and database by type areas. And we're still working on making sure that we add some more value there or provide a different way to do databases by subject and type. Still some work to do there. It's not perfect, but you can go in and find, for example, here we have databases about animals. So we have Britannica Animal Kingdom. So in that case, it works pretty well. But we're continuing to work on how these work and how they look and how they sort and prioritize resources. So look for continued improvement in this area. We also have I like to point out our database search. You can get to things by subject, but you can also get to things by search. So if I wanted to make that search again, I'll search animal. And I've got a couple of things. It gave me Animal Kingdom and Biology, the eSkeletons Project, and All About Birds from Cornell. I wanted to show you this functionality that we've added here. If I click on the More button, this is what I was talking about. In Galileo Admin, you can actually add your own keywords to resources now, and your own subjects as well. I believe that's right, Mike. So I can come here also, and this is what's great in the public view. I have also, this is my own vanity project. I have been adding keywords that I know you all want to be able to find resources for. So I have added for any resource that provides some type of Lexile ranking or way to limit by Lexile, I have added the keyword Lexile to those resources. And what I can do here is if I click on Lexile, notice that our keywords are clickable now. So now you get a list of pretty much any resource. I think I'm still in the middle school view. There are only 4 in the middle school view. You get more in the educator view. But these resources have some means to either search by or have some level of information about Lexile level within them. For example, topic search, you can search by Lexile level. Novelist K8+, again, you're just generating lists of books there, but you can search by Lexile. Middle Search Plus, search by Lexile. Animal Kingdom Britannica, you can sort of search by Lexile, but you can also, I think, limit by Lexile. You can also get the Lexile information on the article itself. I'm going to click on more info here on Animal Kingdom to show you one other thing also. That all these Encyclopedia Britannica, so if you want to see all the Britannica databases in one place, all of those things are now clickable, which I just absolutely love that our development team did that. It just makes it a lot easier to kind of browse around, almost do like you're browsing the proverbial shelf of electronic resources here in Galileo by doing that. So that is the e-resources search. Just to show you another one that I added. Also, anything that has information organized in some way, shape, or form by Georgia standards. Standards is in there as an item. I'll go ahead and click on the more info for Search Discover and show you that. Where is it? Yeah, Georgia standards is right there, right next to Lexile. And then what was another one I did? I keyworded a lot of resources for text-to-speech. So if a database provides an option to have a read-along functionality or text-to-speech, if you search text-to-speech, you'll see it here if I go to Annals of American History. Maybe I didn't add it for this one, it just came up. Yeah, I know I added it for Search Discover. I think I did anyway. There it is, yeah. Text-to-speech. I can get a list of resources that provide text-to-speech. Most of the EBSCO, I haven't done all the EBSCO databases yet, but most of the EBSCO databases provide text-to-speach for the HTML articles, which is pretty cool. So just wanted to show that new functionality that we added. I think the database search is really powerful and can be super helpful. And you can also still access the all journals list here. As I mentioned, we've added the ability, again, in the admin area at the system level for administrators who go through the training and work with us. You can update this about information now. So you have up to 5 boxes. Obviously, you wanted to have your school website. If, for example, though, you had a catalog link for your library or a media specialist or media center, excuse me, website, you could add up to 5 links there. So those are pretty much undefined. We're not limiting you on what you can do there, but you can add up to 5. And as I mentioned, there's things in the tools area that I wanted to share with you. And I mentioned Power Notes and Zoterabib. Power Notes, again, what we've done with these links is we've given an informational site. There is a getting started video guide for Power Notes on the Galileo help page here. So we take you to the help page, and then you can go out to the resources that are available for Power Notes and the Power Notes page from here. We've done the same with Zoterabib. We just wanted to let people know what it is, what it does, and then you can link out to it. And Zoterabib is pretty cool. I've been playing around with it. I added a few resources, including an incredibly self-serving move to add an article I co-wrote to my bibliography here. And as you can see, I can even change up the format for them. All I have to do is basically pop a link to an article, an ISBN, digital object identifier. If I got some basic information, I can add it here, or I can do manual entry. So this is a pretty cool way to create a bibliography and save it. And export it. So you can copy it to your clipboard or copy the HTML or download it. Some nice options for this is an absolutely free open source bibliographic tool, citation tool. So we've added those. And again, we have plans to continue to add some helpful tools here in the Galileo environment. We've made some improvements to existing tools. We've always offered the ability to embed a Galileo search box. So you can add this search box, which will just search your main Galileo search right from your Media Center webpage. If you so desire, you can add that. Or we also have the bento view as well. Also, these searches are available on a per view basis. So for example, if you wanted to, may do this. If I change, I'm in the middle school view right now, but if I change to the elementary school view, if I wanted to add for my elementary school media center website, if I wanted to add an embedded search box for that particular site and have it search the elementary view, I would add this one. You see it's searching the kids profile in this case. So you can embed those search boxes on a per view basis if you so desire. So there's some good flexibility there. We also have added, if I scroll down the page, we've added the bento search, and that's the same. You can get it for every view in Galileo. Finally, shareable links. I just wanted to point this out. Several of you have asked about this. We didn't do a great job, I'll be honest, of capturing this functionality when we first did the Galileo redesign in July of 2020, but we've added it back. We know that you're going to want to be able to link directly to the elementary, middle, high school, or educator view, depending on where you are. So we provided these shareable links. If I click here, if I want to link directly to the elementary view for my school, if I click the shareable link and then copy that link right here, I can put it on my Media Center website and direct students directly to the elementary school view. Same for high school, middle school, and educator. And there's also shareable links to K-12 databases A to Z lists for each view. So if I wanted to provide a link to all the databases that we have available through Galileo on my Media Center website, if I click on shareable link here for educator, high school, I can grab that, copy it, and put that up just the same on my Media Center website. put up that list of databases for that particular view. I will say, if you find that if you go to an A to Z list for your elementary view, for example, I'll go ahead and grab this one. And you say, well, I am not through, I'm just giving you a random example. I don't want the ebook KA collection on my elementary school resource list anymore. If you just send a support ticket in for us, we can change the resources. We can add resources too. If you have well, this is available in the middle school view, but I want it in my elementary view too. We can make that change for you. Just let us know via Galileo support ticket. So, but just want to make sure that you're aware that those links, those shareable links, are available so that you can provide links directly for your students to either a particular Galileo view or a specific Galileo A to Z list for that particular view. Covered a lot with that, and wondering, Mike, here at the 30-minute mark, are there any questions?
No questions, but we've had a few comments. Just people really like the ability to limit by lexile.
Yeah, and I will say this: I owe follow up at this point to EBSCO. My thinking is, so background on that, they will continue to add more and more. If you notice, more and more of the ebooks that are coming into for example, the K8 collection do have that information on the book record, but we still don't have a means to limit by it in the ebook collections or in the Discover search on the main Galileo page. They have long-term plans to add that. I want to see where they are. My suspicion is that may be functionality that they add when they upgrade us to the new EDS in probably 2022 sometime. But I will follow up on that. I've been meaning to lately to just kind of ask as to where they are with that. I know we want to provide it. You want it. They promised it to us some time ago. So I will follow up on that and see where they are.
Yeah, well, yeah. The comments that we received in particular were the tags that you added.
Yeah, good. I'm glad those are helpful to you.
Yeah, for lexile.
And I continue to add. And if you've got suggestions on things I can tag or ways I can tag resources, let me know. It's really easy, and it's a good thing for me to do on a Friday afternoon when I'm not teaching a session. That's the kind of thing I like to do. I don't want to administer anymore. I want to add simple tags to resources. So do let me know if there's anything else. And you can do it yourself too if you get an admin access. So going back to just to kind of make sure I cover all the new features in order. I think I've gotten most everything I want to cover. The only thing remaining, I believe at this point, this is me checking the site to see if there's anything else, is the bento search. Anything else I should cover, Mike, besides the bento search? Just making sure. I should know this. I should have been better prepared today. I usually have my slides open so I can see, but we'll tool back through those. So yeah, let me go ahead and talk about the bento search. I love what we've done so far. Do note that the bento search is considered at this point beta. We are continuing to work on it. There are some known things that we can improve about how it works, but it's pretty darn good and it solves some problems, some specific access problems that have been surfaced by our development advisory committee and others over the years. So let me just I'm in the elementary view, and I'm going to do a quick and very simple search without the bento box turned on, bento search turned on for animals. So what I see in these search results is a million results, 20 at a time. Some of these might be great if I'm in elementary school. I get some good ebook resources, I get videos, get that kind of content almost right out of the gate, which is cool. But I have really no way of knowing what this content is. Just I sometimes know what I'm looking at just by looking at it, but kids don't. And it's good to help them to sort information into boxes, both mentally and literally in this case. So what we've done is we've devised the Galileo bento search. It wants to keep putting me, this is the thing we keep talking about, Mikey. So it's put me back in the middle school. I'm going to stick in the elementary view now because I want to make a point. So in order to turn on the bento search, and we have given you information. Also want to say, I know this often comes up for K-12 folks, because I know some of you are working with students directly, especially in elementary, with iPads or other tablets. We have continued to design as much as we possibly can to provide a mobile-friendly platform. Galileo, frankly, is never going to do an app. It's just too much work to maintain and we can do better, I think, just by providing mobile-friendly design. If anybody ever needs a pro tip on how to add Galileo to a mobile device or tablet, we have an FAQ on it, and I'll show you where our FAQs live in a few minutes. But you can usually save a link in your mobile browser and make it look like an app, and it's as simple as that. And then students can always access Galileo where they sit instead of having to go through the browser every time. But in any case, my point was, I'm hovering right now because I'm on a desktop computer. But if I wasn't on a desktop computer, I could tap, and in fact, I can tap because I have a touch screen. This is our mobile-friendly design. We designed this so that you could both tap it and click it. So we try to be very attentive to those details in the design process so that this works well on mobile devices. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the bento search on. And one comment I'll make as I turn it on, notice that we've taken some things away in this view. This is what Galileo will eventually be like. I talked about putting the all databases and in the spotlight here, along with the all publications. We've done that because we eventually want them to live there permanently and only. Right now, you see that those things are gone from the middle of the page. And the reason why they're gone is because the bento search will search them. It will search for publications by title. It will search and name, and it will search for Galileo databases. So, for example, I am a K-12 student, and my teacher has told me, K-12 student in elementary school, and my teacher has told me to use Surge Discoverer. Just want to show you, this searches the Galileo index and provides a databases box. This is helpful too, because oftentimes we see this with our public libraries, and I don't blame them. Kids want to find things, and library patrons want to find things as fast as humanly possible. They don't care about the pathway, and we've been providing them with very prescriptive pathways for years. So this is designed to solve that problem where a user comes in, and our public library users, we won't find anything here. We'll find articles about mangoes, but our public library users often come to the Discover search in hopes of finding the mango database, for example. So now with the bento search, it'll find it for them. So we wanted to meet them where they live in a sense. So that was one thing we did. And just some background on the bento search. And this is, again, Donita asked me great questions about this earlier in the week. The bento search is pulling data from a couple of different places. That database box that you just saw pulls from the all databases list. We just forged a direct connection between the search and our all databases list. So it searches all those databases by name, by keyword, and in other ways. It isn't perfect, but it finds our databases. What we need to do, and I think we can make this better, is make it discover databases a little bit more readily when someone is looking for a database that might cover the topic they're looking on. So stay tuned. We will continue to work on that. But it can be some help with that, but it's not perfect yet. So, but then the main thing that the bento search searches is the same giant EBSCO Discovery Service index that you use when the bento search is turned off. So it's just parsing, with a few exceptions, the same results that you got here. We also wanted to provide, even when we make bento searching the default, we wanted to provide quick and easy access, and we will continue to do this. We are not taking this type of searching away, But currently, if I click on the advanced search when I'm in the bento view, it'll take me just into the standard EBSCO Discover Service Galileo search advanced search where I can do my search just as I've done before. So we're not taking anything away by adding this bento search. No intention of doing that ever. We're just trying to improve the overall search functionality. So here in the bento search, I can search topics too. So if I was wanting to search for dogs and I had you can see I play with this all the time. Dogs and well, let me do a real topic. Let me do agriculture. I'm doing this because I worked with the folks in Jones County one time, and they had elementary school students who were looking at agriculture topics. And they might not search agriculture; they might search other words, but I just want to search agriculture so you can see it found databases. It found 13 different databases that might have agriculture as a topic. It searched the scholarly articles. It searched the encyclopedia. And in the case of our K-12 schools, it searches both the Funk and Wagnalls encyclopedia and, as you can see here, Britannica at the same time. So you can get those articles that from the encyclopedia. Now, one of the things with the encyclopedia stuff it searches, you all have great access to Britannica, and I love it as a resource. But I will clarify that with Britannica, it is just searching the articles, nothing more. It doesn't really search any of the peripheral materials or anything else. It's just the articles in the bento search. So there will be times, obviously, when you want to go directly to a specific database. This isn't going to replace that functionality, but it does search the articles nicely. As far as navigating here, you see that I can go to what we call these pill buttons. One of the complaints that we got, or the observations that we got as we started working on this, so much of this lives below the fold. Well, here's why. We needed to design this so that, and we got great feedback from our advisory committee on this, we wanted to continue to include at least a blurb of the abstract for the article in the bento search so that users could evaluate what they were seeing on the page. So that made it pretty large and it made it go pretty far down the page. Our solution to that problem was to put in what we call these pill buttons because they're shaped like pills. So if I want to go to a specific category within this, I don't see the audio video, but there are 305 audio video materials. I click on audio video, and then it's going to go ahead and provide me with that list. And in this case, it's a lot of material from our digital Library of Georgia, our WSB news archive from the Peabody Library. So the pill buttons are going to take you down the page without having to even go down the page. So also, you'll see that the header for each of the box areas is clickable. So if I'm interested in going deeper into the ebooks that are available here, I click on ebooks, and it's going to let me navigate through these 4,693 ebooks, 20 at a time. Just raising this up a little bit, you see that you get more of the abstract, you get the link to the PDF book, and if I go down the page, I'm navigating 20 at a time through these ebooks, I get my next button. What we wanted to do is we didn't want to force the user outside of this comfortable bento environment within Galileo in order to get to their next search result. We could have done it that way, but we chose to do it this way instead because we thought it was nicer, cleaner, and neater for our users. Now, it may be one of the things that you notice, and this is feedback that we've gotten recently that I want us to apply. I couldn't really apply a date limit when I did my search. That might have been helpful to me if I was looking for agriculture from 2000 to 2021. But what I can do here is from within any of the bento boxes that I've clicked on, I can click on this refine search button. And what this is going to do is in another window, in another tab in my case, it's going to take my search out. So if I'm not satisfied with this search and I want to apply some additional
Russell, we lost you.
Yeah.
Russell, we lost
What about
your
now?
audio. I heard you say, what about now?
What about now?
Yeah, that seems to be better.
Okay.
The last maybe 15 seconds were cut off.
Okay. So what I was saying in that last 15 seconds was that after I click on that option in the
We lost you again, Russell. Sorry. The internet does not want you to explain this part. Russell, I still can't hear you. Oh, I heard you for a split second, Russell. It might be worth just leaving and coming back.
Into window. Hey, let's try again. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. As I mentioned, I don't know what's going on. I've had hiccups on home internet all week. My apologies, everyone. So what I was showing was and let me go back to my share option. Sorry about that, folks. Here we go. So what I was showing, let me know again when you can see, Mike. Hopefully it'll share.
Yep, I can see it.
So what I wanted to show was the refine search option. So I'm here in the ebooks box. If I click this refine search, I'll do this fast. It takes me out to the standard EDS search, the EBSCO Discover search, so that I can apply additional limits as desired. So if I wanted to apply a date limit here, I can do that now. So that's the main thing I wanted to show is we and then they just go back to the tab that they were on, and they're back in Bento.
Believe we lost you again, Russell. I still can't hear you if you're talking. Russell, I heard you for a split second and you were garbled.
What now, Mike? I keep trying.
Yeah, I can hear you, I think now.
Okay. Well, I'm almost done. So let's just, what I will do then is I think I covered pretty much everything that I wanted to. I might have gone, I think I got to every detail of the bento that I wanted to share. But I welcome any questions at this point, and we'll just we'll move to go ahead and do some Q&A and wrap up so that we'll have.
I think I lost your audio again. I'll go ahead and read a question that came in. And if you're not able to answer, if we're not able to hear you, I can go ahead and answer. A question came in, says, when you search, when you are on the search page, it says welcome user. However, when you see the search results, it shows sign in at the top. Why the difference? Do we need to sign in on the results page? I've never done that, and everything seemed to work. And believe what you're seeing is when you log in to Galileo, you see the welcome user. And I believe what you're referring to is when you do an EDS search, and you're getting EDS results, that there's a sign in link at the top right, and that's actually relating to an EBSCO personal account that you can create if you wish to save articles or check out ebooks. So that is specifically for EBSCO. So it's optional. You can create one if you want to save your items and check out ebooks, but it's totally optional. Hope that makes sense. Yeah, it has been there. And you may have students that have created that account to check out ebooks. It's required to actually check out ebooks, but if you just want to read them on within your browser, it doesn't require one. Is there any other questions? Huh, Russell says he can hear me. I still can't hear you, Russell, unless you're just muted now. Russell, you're showing is muted. Russell just disappeared. Well, I'm not sure if Russell's going to attempt to come back or not, but I am happy to. Oh, he's back. I heard the first part of the first word, and then now I can't hear you again, Russell. But if anyone has any questions, feel free to type those into the chat.
Sorry, everyone. Can you hear me, Mike?
Yep. I can, for the time being, I can. I think your audio is also delayed. Like, I think.
Yeah, maybe a product of slow internet.
Yeah, because I think I heard you like when you weren't even in the room.
Well, while I'm here quickly, all I was saying is I've covered pretty much everything. And Mike, thank you for taking on that question about EBSCO accounts. I don't know if it came through, but I posted the EBSCO account creation information link into the chat too, in case anybody wants to learn more about that.
And yes, it did show up.
Great.
Showed up twice now.
I put it back in there again.
Oh, okay.
I was doing that while you were answering. We work fast around here. Again, I want to apologize for the technical difficulties. If you've got questions or want to see anything else, either Mike or I will be glad to answer and cover anything else or show anything else. But we got pretty much all of it done. And again, one thing I will stress is please just, if you've got feedback or things that we can do differently or things we can improve on this, don't hesitate to let us know. We love hearing it, and we especially want to do right by our K-12 students. Part of the challenge of Galileo is designing for different environments. One of the things that we want to do is make a big improvement to the elementary page and make it more visually appealing and have some animated features and other things for students. And, we may be reaching out for feedback on that because we want it to do more for our students and our teachers and media specialists too, of course. If there are no other questions and you all are hearing me, I will just go ahead and say, let's wrap this up. You're welcome to email me after the fact. And again, in summary, I will send the recording and the slide deck out to you all on Monday as early as I can get to it. But I want to thank you all for your attention on a Friday afternoon, and enjoy your well-deserved weekend, and I hope we'll talk with you again soon.
Thanks, everyone.
Take care all. Bye-bye.